decide who will lead them at federal level and at state level. And in that spirit, I'm meeting all the main parties, the 5 big parties so far. And I met your chair back in February, so this is my second meeting with the PDP chair, and I'll be meeting all the other chairs of the main political parties. Just a few things that are on our mind in order to ensure the elections go well. Number one, of course, is security. And we have been really concerned about the recent incidents, 52 we understand, of election-related violence in 22 states, including an attack we understand on the PDP convoy in Maiduguri. So that's a real concern, and to be interested in your thoughts on what you can do as a political party to try and ensure the elections are as peaceful as possible, because if people feel intimidated, can't go out to vote, the elections themselves will obviously not be credible, let alone the violence itself being extremely concerning. On the point about electoral violence, the UK made this statement at the last election, and we repeat that as well as lots of positive support for elections, we do have sanctions as well in the form of our visa programme. And we'll be watching closely any individual who acts violently or indeed just incites violence, for example, on social media. We do have the possibility of using our visas as a sanction, i.e. removing people's right to visit the UK. So we will be watching closely, and this applies to all political parties, and not just political parties, but security officers, anybody who might be in that position. Secondly, I think the really important thing is to get the vote out, whatever political party you are. You will be more credible as a leader if the vote is high, and it was low last time, around 35%, I think. We're more hopeful this time, seeing the big surge in registration of new voters, particularly young voters, and that's a real positive. And we hope that those young voters, or all voters, will indeed actually turn out to vote on the day. That will make the elections much, much more credible for whoever comes in. And I guess my final point is, elections are ultimately about improving the lives of people, and that means the actual policy content of your manifestos really, really matters. Whether it's economy or security, what will you as a party offer the people of Nigeria for a better future, so Nigeria can really get back to where it should be, which is a bold, confident country fulfilling its role in the region and indeed globally. That's what we want to see as very strong and committed partners to Nigeria.
Back again, PDP is like a family for the British High Commissioner, because you're always here. I have had a good interaction with you, and your visits here have been a lot of positive issues that have helped our party. Let me start by saying that our party, like you are aware, is built and established on pure democracy, because PDP is the party that was able to bring out the military out of power, and is the first political party that started democracy here in Nigeria. And that is why it's embedded in every nook and cranny of this country. PDP has structures in every unit in Nigeria. So that's why it's a very strong party. Everybody knows that what happened in 2015 was just an aberration. We won that election and it was stolen. In 2019, we won again, it was stolen. But we believe that this time around in 2023, by February 25th, PDP will come back to power, because we have put every structure on ground. And people, Nigerians love PDP because they have tested both sides. The current government and the previous government headed by PDP. Our people are starving. People are hungry. The division in Nigeria today, Nigeria have not been so divided like this time around. The insecurity has gone to its climax here within this administration. So people are waiting, Nigerians are waiting for our party. And our party, being a party that's built on democracy, pure democracy. If you remember, when the National Peace Commission asked for our people to come and sign that we're going to do our campaign on issue base, my party was the first. Our presidential candidate led us, myself and the National Police Secretary, and we signed that document. And we have maintained all the issues raised by National Peace Commission. You've just the issues of security. Just some few weeks back, our presidential campaign team, led by our presidential campaign candidate and our chairman, went to Borno State, Maiduguri to be precise. And right from there, after visiting the emir of the state, we attacked. Over 70 of our members were wounded, cars destroyed. And then, when we were our investigation, we discovered it's the opposite party, the ruling party, the APC to be precise. Because some of the people we saw were carrying the flags of APC. And they were doing open shooting openly to our cars. The pictures are there. So it was not even a make-believe. So I think that that is one of the issues we are going to have in this election. You are aware too that in Kaduna, when we went to Kaduna, we attacked openly. They never allowed us to campaign. Even though at the end of the day, because Nigerians love the party, we were able to overwhelm and be able to deliver the message to the Nigerians, especially Kaduna people. And we have had issue of some of the states controlled by APC, where we put the billboard of our party and our candidates. They go about destroying them. And that is not part of democracy. Billboard don't vote. It is human beings that vote. So why destroy the billboard of our people? And they can't even allow us. Sometimes some of the governors, they put a lot of big amount for you to pay before you can erect a billboard. That's a way of discouraging the party. That is not good. That's not democracy. So I think that we're going to have an issue. Of course, we'll try to believe that this time around, in 2019, there was a lot of voters apathy. But this time around, in 2023, a lot of the younger generation, they want to get involved. They want to change leadership and government because it has affected them. You are aware that our students, for 8 months, were out of school. Yeah. And nobody does that. So it's a payback time for them. So that is why you can see the massive registration of the younger. And we are believing that by the grace of God, with the biomedical voters accreditation system, which INEC has been able to introduce, it is not going to be business as usual. And that is why we are keep praying to INEC to maintain what they have promised Nigerians, that the election is going to be very free, fair, and credible. Once that is done, you'll find out that our party is in top gear. We are the only party that have started actual campaigning. We inaugurated our campaign structure in around September. And since then, we have had a lot of consultations everywhere. Tomorrow, we're going to be in Ilorin State, in Kwara State, in our campaign. All throughout in December, it's all about campaign. The other parties are not campaigning. All they go about is abusing, which is against the document we signed to maintain issue-based campaign. So we appreciate the fact that you're always concerned. Nigeria and UK have had a very long history of relationship, and we're happy that your eyes is always watching what is happening here. You have done that in the past. You remember too that sometimes it's from the same Catriona State that a threat was issued to foreign observers who are coming to observe the election so that it be credible and democracy is allowed to play here. It was one of the APC governors who said that those people, when they come, they'll go in body bags. It's just recently. And that is one of the hate speeches we don't want. So I believe that the constant monitoring of the election here, we welcome that. And I can assure you my party is a party in most of the states where our party is in charge. We tolerate every other political party. We allow them to do what they want to do. We give them spaces to campaign. But for our own case, they will lock up all public premises for us not to campaign. And that is not democracy. So we want to appreciate you, and then we'll pray that you also keep talking to INEC for them to remain neutral as they have promised. And I believe in the person of the INEC chairman. He's a very responsible man, and he's a very honorable man. Everything I've said in the past, he has maintained that. Not minding all the intimidation, he has believed that that commission is going to do the right thing. So that people will have a feel, the younger ones will have a feel of true democracy. So on behalf of the National Committee, I want to sincerely welcome you and thank you for coming. God bless you.
Incidents where PDP has prevented APC, for example, campaigning, for example, in Rivers State. So it's the same message to both. But I very much agree with the basic point. Posters shouldn't be torn down. People should be allowed to peacefully campaign in all states across the country. On your point about the spillover security to other parts of the region, yes, absolutely take that point. That's really important. And then finally, just go back to sanctions. Absolutely, as I say, this is a message that we will put out formally before the election. The US normally have a similar statement, so it's usually the UK and the US who do that. But just to reiterate, this is completely neutral in that this is nothing linked to one party or another. It is for anybody, wherever they come from, party or not in the party, who either incites violence or who activates violence. Do we need these elections to be secure? It's really important, as you say, for the credibility, peaceful, transparent, an election people believe in, so they can believe in their leadership going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think you have to also reconsider